I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, recognition of guests. Joey, you just visiting. Justin, same. Rowena? John?
Oh, have you seen a driveway permit for St. Anne's, the old St. Anne's Church? I gave it to, it must be a couple of weeks ago or more.
We signed one,
I thought we did too.
But I don't
You did, 'cause I haven't
but I
seen it
don't. But I don't remember which driveway it was for.
I don't think it was for the church.
No.
It was a different one, I think.
Okay. Thank you.
Wasn't there a question on where they were putting the driveway?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there was.
I haven't seen nothing
heard
since
anything
then,
back
yeah.
from- Or seen it again, so.
No.
And yeah, you probably guys haven't noticed it, but I do when I'm shoveling my driveway, that off of wind the other night, it peeled all the paint off the steeple of the town hall here. Cause
Did
you know,
it?
it had always looked so good since they did it.
We
you
know. I
did
didn't
the
even
roof
notice
and
I didn't
stuff,
look
but the other night, the awful wind, you can see places where it peeled the paint right off.
Okay.
Well, it means less scraping.
Okay, I'll take a look at it, I'll take some pictures. We'll see if we get somebody to take care of that.
That's it? Rowena?
Insurance covers?
Okay,
It might.
several things. Curiosity, I know you were, Noy Street is up for paving and doing, the sewer and stuff at the same time. Have you considered possibly putting a sidewalk, all the way out to the rail trail while you're doing the paving and doing that?
Nothing's been mentioned. I don't know if you're talking right down towards outside of town or going out through past the wood plant, correct?
Right.
Yeah, nothing's been talked about, and I don't know that we can do a sidewalk there or not.
And why would we go that way?
Well, it would be, there is a cutoff to the elementary school that you could pave up to, and when the kids use their day for walking to school, that would be a safer way for them to go. And also, you have people coming in from the rail trail and stuff are going to it, it would be a safer path. Another way where they, to get to there, maybe by foot as opposed.
I have questions on the sidewalk on that street, just because I live on the street, obviously, but, there's only sidewalk, like, on one side, and it only goes, and people really do speed down that street because they are coming from out of town, so as they're coming into town, they don't slow down until they get to Dollar General. I mean, people race down the street.
The sidewalk, if I remember correctly, goes down to Noy Street, stops, but there is also a sidewalk that starts above Noy Street and goes down to Eldridge's and Knox's old place. Is that-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that's where it stops.
Yep.
But I was just wondering if that would be something.
There's nothing on Home Street that I recall for a sidewalk.
No.
Well, I don't know that will be there. We're in the process of doing a scoping study for the sidewalk to go down the side of 105 to the elementary school that way. So I'm not sure that. Well, maybe what the existing sidewalk could be looked at. I'm not sure that we'll be extending it beyond where it goes now.
Then water and sewer, we've been hearing about, and I just don't recall the dates of when the new guidelines and regulations are gonna be out and available for the public.
I don't know, those are reviewed, correct?
Or are they revised?
Yeah, and before we did that, I was gonna ask you, now that we've got at least some kind of loose parameters for what the special service district, what the legal boundaries are,
Yeah.
we should try to get something in there.
Okay.
But once we do that, if we do it, then it's just a matter of having it reviewed, the legal review, and posting it.
Post it for 60 days.
60 days,
So, yeah. Yeah, it was kind of, we had been meeting every week for water and sewer and with the budget, upcoming budget. that kinda was put on hold so we could do the budget meeting, so, but yeah.
Then, down at the Davis Park, we took down the garland, thank you, garland from the gazebo, but we left the red lights up there and we figured that would be kinda nice through February to have those. So we'll look at that, we took down but when I was down there, the gazebo, and this would be a great project for some high schoolers that need to get their community time in. There's some spots where the paint's been scraped off and there's like a black spot there. So it's just some touches, basic touch-up paint. Very much something that a high schooler could do for a project for that. And then also at the post office, I took the stuff down there, and the right side railing on School Street, at the top of the railing, at the top on the bottom, that's all rusted out, and that railing's starting to move. And so
Going up the stairs?
yeah, at the top of the stairs, by the ramp, you know.
Right.
They have that, and also just kind of seeing things around the post office is the parking lot on a list to be paved at some time.
I'm not sure. Was there anything that the town was gonna do for paving it this coming spring?
No, I don't know that it was brought, that would be a buildings thing, right?
It would fall under buildings, I would think.
Yeah, cause I mean, I think you'd have to budget for it as under buildings.
Okay.
And also on the thing is, at some point, is there plans to remove the supervisory union signs for parking and replace that with some customer parking for?
You mean the parking signs outside back? Yes, yes.
I can put on my list to order some new
Yes,
signs
please.
for those.
I did speak with Jason, he can put the sidewalk in, up from the front of the post office to the back across the lawn, so people can access it
Nice.
without walking across, without the path that's being made across the lawn.
Perfect.
And just, I don't know if we've discussed it at a board meeting, but we've discussed it at a budget meeting a couple times. We're gonna work on fixing Jason's gonna fix the wall, that's leaning to,
Okay.
that's on the list for this
I
spring.
thought we were talked about when we were gonna do the parking lot for paving, we were gonna put the post office in with that. Is what,
I don't think,
I don't recall that.
I don't
they were
recall,
talking about doing it all at the same time.
I don't recall it. but
Okay, and then we were talking about the parking lot down by
I don't think that was all, I don't think that we were able to put that all
Yeah,
into the grant.
it's a grant,
It's a
so
grant.
we can't,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'll look into that.
I kind of mentioned a little bit outside of the meeting, at the last one, and I'm gonna bring it up to just for you guys to think about, is with zoning. If people are getting their permits and stuff and doing that, that's great. But then there's people that are doing stuff without permits and do it. And so it's kind of recommending that the ones that don't get the permits and stuff, that they have to get the applications, do that, but then there's a penalty.
A fine.
There's a
There
fine,
should
to it, and that this board can set the fines. So that's nothing that zoning would do, but that would be something that you could do. And what it would be is maybe it would show that zoning's got some teeth in it, and then people will start respecting it and start doing the applications instead of just say, oh, I'll do whatever you want to, and stuff, so.
Now, is there a policy or a bylaw or something that states that the select board can,
They set the fees.
they set the fees, that's what it says, okay. Right.
And different towns do different amounts and
Okay.
stuff,
I think Franklin does $500
Ooh,
if you do something without a permit.
yeah. And some of
On
the.
top of the permit fee,
right, the fees that you should be filing for, yeah.
And what is the like, we have a hard time collecting fines, would it be withheld?
Who's
Well, they-
responsible for collecting the fines?
Huh?
Who's responsible for
That's what I mean, like, we don't have a mechanism for that, in a lot of regard, would it just be withholding of the no
When they're
permit?
holding the permit.
And then,
But if they've
Already
gone
done.
against it
Already done it.
already, yeah.
Yeah.
So the only thing I see is if the homeowner was to sell the house, they would have to clear that, everything up
Yeah,
before.
yeah.
So
would that, the fine would become a lien?
It could be put on there as a lien.
Something to consider, actually.
Okay, Robert, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
You have anything? Sorry, I forgot to recognize you.
Yes, I was just wondering when any member of the board is going to return answers to my emails I've been sending.
Robert, this is Alan. We are going to respond to you. The entire board has actually been dedicating quite a bit of time to the situation with the fire department. We've had conference calls with our attorney and we've had meetings. We are going to respond to all your requests. It's just that at this point, we're making sure that we know how things should be done legally. We may actually need to create some new policies to ensure that, things are being done in compliance with how the charter reads and make sure things are being done the way they should be. So once we get all that figured out, we are going to respond to you. The reason we haven't responded before is we just didn't want to give you inaccurate information. We want to make sure that we basically know what we're doing before we respond to you. But we are going to.
What should you worry about inaccurate information now when you've been doing it all along?
Well, we're trying.
I know you're trying. But it don't take much to try.
Is that all you have, Robert?
And I will add to Alan's statement, Robert. Some of the delay has also been, it was the holidays. Our attorney the town council was out sick for a while. So it's just been a slow process getting this resolved correctly.
Okay, but I'm not gonna wait much longer.
Ultimately, Robert, you need to do what you need to do.
I know, I've
Okay.
already contacted the AG and the district court for papers.
Okay. Like I said, if you need to go that route, you can go that route.
You have anything else, Robert?
I've waited too long. And you're still putting it off.
Okay. You have anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right, moving on to approval of the minutes for 1/3/2024. Is there any discussion on the minutes?
I wasn't there.
Was it there?
I wasn't there.
It was no.
Good to me.
Just me, you?
Yeah.
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 I make a motion to approve the minutes for 1/3.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? None, motion passed. Highway report.
Last week's windstorm, created a series of downed trees, but I guess overall it wasn't too bad. They They cut 30 or 40 trees and pushed them off to the side, so there is some cleanup to be done this week. We'll probably to kind of do the same thing we did last year when we had all the way. They'll load it up and bring it to the pellet mill rather than just dump it in a because a lot of it's, like you said, a lot of it's junk wood. So that'll be done this coming week, as time permits. Other than that, it's been a pretty good winter so far, I guess, plowing wise and road wise. As always, the winter's kind of their slow time for things to report. But I guess that's all I really do have.
Okay. Buildings report.
A lot going on, still collecting quotes for the roof at the fire station, still collecting quotes for siding on the library. And also we are going to be trying to put out and see about some quotes for the boiler system here, the heating system for the building here, top priority.
Okay. Water and sewer report. We talked about the policies. Other than that, I don't have anything to report. You, Alan?
Just that, I saw did you see the warning for the February 13th?
Yeah, I haven't read through it yet.
I actually have the warning here. That was gonna be on my update
Okay.
for everybody to sign, so we
Okay.
can get that posted.
Okay.
But I guess that's gonna be going in the paper and gonna get posted for that. And I think we got all the clarifications from the attorney that we needed to do the election. I guess Kylie's gonna be scheduling the public meeting February 5th.
Yep, February 5th at 6, it says. The public informational meeting, it says it on the warning. So I'll just pass that around if you guys wanna sign it.
That's all you have, Alan? So, where's that town administrator?
Yeah, so I went to a planning commission meeting last Monday, the 8th, I think it was. They asked me to check up on the assistant zoning position, if that's been filled or if they've contacted other applicants. I don't know if anybody's heard anything. John, have you?
Nothing's been, I talked to Carly one day about it, but nothing's been done.
Okay, and then they asked, or Renee, the chair, asked me to, look into the electric vehicle charging stations grant. So I've been doing some research on that, trying to gather some stuff, and
that would be for the park and ride, right?
I think that's gonna be
The location.
yeah, I think that's the location that we're
Envisioning.
leaning towards, yeah. So I'm just doing research on that right now,
Okay.
and that's it.
Parks, playground, cemeteries report.
Not much, saw that big tree come down the cemetery, the highway group did a great job cleaning it up. I think they donated some of that wood.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm guessing the pine probably
Yeah.
is not all that valuable.
No, I think they actually gave it to Brandon
Yeah.
Williams up on the slide to do something out of it. So that was much appreciated, they did a great job cleaning it up, that was a big tree.
And I think we put some money into the budget for next year to get the rest of the pines removed.
Yeah, they definitely need to do that.
Yeah.
The ice skating rink is also up and running.
Yep.
Tim actually requested some water this morning, so
Nice.
they put a nice glaze coat on it.
Yeah, it looks good down there, I rode by before coming here.
Actually, it looks like we got a stretch where it might hold for a while.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, finally.
Okay. Other business.
Stephen Holbrook.
Alan, I'm drawing a blank right here. Have you had any chance to work on the zoning for, or the change of zoning for the town garage to that property?
No, I haven't. No.
Can you make that a priority so we can get that moving? Like whatever we need to do to get that rolling?
Yes, all right.
Isn't that,
Well, it's the planning, but I told Kylie I would help the planning with it.
Yeah, whatever, I mean, if, whatever we need to do to get it moving, if you could, you know, help get it moving, so we can try to make that happen this year. You know, especially since the discussion was to potentially use some of the ARPA money for that.
Okay, I'll get put on their agenda for next month.
Okay.
So for other, I have that,
Just that.
the agreement for the planning grant, for you guys, I think just, Andy needs to sign,
Okay.
just the select board chair. It's just the agreement for, Northwest Regional Planning to help work on the municipal plan grant,
Okay.
so. I stickied it, where I'm gonna sign, pass that down.
Okay. You have anything else, Marissa?
Nope, that was it.
Does anyone have anything other business?
I spoke with Bethany Remmers about, you know, the town's financial obligations if we don't go ahead with the rail trail extension. I think $126,000 has been expended on that, of which the town, you know, town's match would have been 10%, so we would be obligated, our potential obligation would be up to $113,000. But some can be forgiven, you know, so depending on the circumstances, so I'm gonna meet with her at some point this week to, you know, start the crafting of a letter to get the ball moving, to see what our official obligation is to walk away from that project.
Right. If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
You agree, huh?